So guys, in last lecture, we have discussed about ray diagrams related to concave mirror. In this lecture, we are going to see ray diagrams related to convex mirror. So already I told you, while coming to concave mirror, we have 6 positions. While coming to convex mirror, we have 2 positions. You must understand and remember those ray diagrams, at the same time positions, position of object, position of image. Again, while coming to image, what is the nature of the image, what is the size of the image, the table you must remember regarding this. 6 positions of concave mirror, 2 positions of convex mirror. In last lecture we have seen 5 positions regarding concave. Today we will see 6th position of concave, at the same time 2 positions of convex, right? So while coming to 6th position, 6th position of concave mirror. What is that 6th position? Object placed between F and P. So it is placed between focus and point P. Let us draw diagram. So this is concave mirror. This is non-reflecting side. You can draw along with me. So after drawing this one, you have to go with principal axis. This is principal axis. And after drawing principal axis, please mention this. This is pole P. This one is, okay, I'll do one thing. Just instead of drawing here. Okay. Guys, this is special type of diagram already I have mentioned. I'll like to draw here. Here I'll draw. Why here I am drawing, you will come to know. Okay. And while coming to principal axis, please draw principal axis this much big. Why? I'll tell you. And this point is P pole, this point is focus F, and this point is center of curvature C. Okay, object is placed between F and P, right? Let us take an object and let us place between F and P here, like this. So now object is placed between F and P. Now, in last lecture we have discussed, if you want to draw ray diagram, first line we have to draw from the head, right? We have to draw from the head. That also should be parallel to principal axis. Okay, if you are drawing like this, what will happen? After touching the mirror, this ray should pass through focus, isn't it? Should pass through focus. You see here, when light ray is touching the mirror and it is passing like this and it is touching the object and it is passing through the object. If the object is opaque, if the object is opaque, consider you are standing in front of mirror. So will light pass through you? No, it will not pass, isn't it? So this line we should not draw, and this is not possible of drawing. So what we have to do? So we are passing first light ray through pole P. So light ray will pass and it will touch pole P. Right, after touching pole P, you see, do you remember fourth rule? Fourth rule for drawing ray diagram. If any light ray is passing and touching pole P with some angle theta, what will happen? That will reflect back, isn't it? With the same angle theta. Now, reflected ray will be reflecting back like this with the same angle theta. Now this is reflected ray and it is making same angle theta. That is first light ray you can draw. Well, coming to second light ray. Is there any possibility of passing through F? Means no. Here what you can do, light ray will pass through C. Will pass through C. Pass through C in the sense not like this. Of course, it will touch like this. It will touch the mirror like this. After touching mirror, what will happen? You know, reflected ray reflects back through C. Through C. So here let us change incident ray. Let it be like this. Oh, okay. We'll draw first C thing. Okay. Let us consider it is passing through C like this. And guys, you see, if an incident ray from the head is touching the mirror like this, incident ray is touching the mirror. After touching mirror, what will happen means that reflected ray will pass through C. This one. Okay. Now, you see both reflected rays are non-parallel lines. Both reflected rays are non-parallel lines. What you can do is you can extend this side. So this is first reflected ray. You can extend like this. And this is second reflected ray. You can extend like this. If you are extending like this, you can see both imaginary lines are touching here. So this is the imaginary line for the first reflected ray. This is imaginary line for the second reflected ray. This is the point where both imaginary lines are touching. So here you can draw image. This is the point where you can draw image. So now you see this is object and this one is image. While coming to size, image is larger than the object, so you can write enlarged. And while coming to nature, image is forming behind the mirror here, not in front. If it is forming behind, it will be virtual. And you see object is facing upwards, image is also facing upwards, so you can write virtual and erect. So it is quite simple. There will be object which is placed in between F and P, and from the object we cannot draw a parallel line because that line, that reflected ray should cut the object. That is not possible. So what we can do, first line you can pass through P. So after touching pole P, that reflects back with the same angle, and you can draw imaginary line for the first reflected ray like this, imaginary line. Second light ray, if it is passing through C, I mean if it is touching mirror at the point C, that reflects back through C, and you can draw imaginary line for second reflected. Both imaginary lines will meet at this point where image is formed. So image will be enlarged, virtual, erect. So when object is placed between F and P, image is formed, where image is formed beyond mirror, or you can say back of mirror, back side of mirror. And while coming to size, it is enlarged, it is forming backside, so it is virtual, it is straight, so that it is erect. That is the sixth position regarding concave mirror. Moving forward, we have to understand position diagrams for convex mirror. Okay, now let us see convex mirror. Guys, before drawing ray diagrams of convex mirror, same rules you have to understand. Rules for drawing ray diagrams related to convex mirror. Okay, you are familiar with rules of concave mirror. Let us see. What we are going to do is, now we are comparing. Compare. So what we are comparing? Concave and convex, such that it will be easy for you to understand. Let us draw 4 diagrams. This is concave and this is convex. Second diagram, concave, this side convex. Third rule for concave, third rule for convex. Fourth rule for concave, fourth rule for convex. Okay, for all what we have to draw? Principal axes, isn't it? Concave, you are drawing principal axis up to here, but guys, for convex, please draw two sides. Concave, principal axis one side, convex two sides. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why we have to draw two sides. Concave one side, convex two sides. You can draw along with me. Concave, convex. Okay, we have to notate points, right? So while coming to points, this one is pole P, this one focus F, center of curvature. Guys, you see here, this is pole P for convex also. This is focus and this is center of curvature. And you see, for convex we will get focus this side also, center of curvature this side also. So for convex mirrors we have, you see, this is concave, this is convex. For concave we have one pole, one focus, one center of curvature. Well, coming to, okay, recording. Well, coming to convex, we have one pole, two focuses and two center of curvatures. And to avoid confusion, what they will do, you know, you can mention it as C1, this side C2. This is F1, this is F2. So F1 is the focus which is towards left hand side and F2 is the focus right hand side. C1 is the center of curvature left hand side, C2 is the center of curvature right hand side. Same like that you can do for everything. So concave P, focus F, center of curvature C. For convex, you can draw along with me. P, focus, center of curvature. Here also focus, center of curvature. But here it is C1, F1, C2, F2. Same for these both. Please draw as soon as possible. So if you draw along with me, it will be like practice for you. Again, whenever your teacher is drawing this one, it will be easy for you to draw. P, F, C, here P, this is F1, this is C1, this is F2, this is C2. Here same, pole P, focus F, center of curvature C, this side pole P, focus F1, center of curvature C1, here focus F2, center of curvature C2. Okay, now let us compare four rules. Okay, first rule, what is the first rule we have discussed? If a light ray is parallel to principal axis, if it is passing after touching mirror, it will pass through focus, isn't it? Same thing, but it will be different here. If a light ray is passing parallel to principal axis, after touching mirror, what it will happen? Guys, concave mirror is converging. But while coming to convex, it is diverging, right? Diverging. So here in concave, light will converge. It will pass through focus, but it is diverge. It will not reflect back like this. What will happen? That light ray will reflect through like this. It will diverge. But if you draw imaginary line, definitely that will be touching the focus. So here it is converging, here it is diverging. That is the difference you have to remember. So when a light ray is passing parallel to principal axis in case of convex, it will diverge. But if you draw imaginary line, that imaginary line will touch the focus. Second, what is the second rule we have discussed? When light ray is passing through focus, if light ray is passing through focus, after touching mirror, how it will reflect? It will reflect parallel to principal axis. Now, if a light ray is passing through focus, guys, passing through focus in the sense, please don't draw here. Passing through focus means like this you have to draw. Because original focus and center of curvature this side, okay, not this side. That is the thing you have to understand. So passing through focus means how it will pass through focus? Draw imaginary line. Definitely it will touch focus. Fine. Now it will pass through focus after touching the mirror. What it will happen? Now it will pass parallel to principal axis. That is the difference you have to understand. While coming to concave, you are passing through focus. But while coming to convex, imaginaries you are considering, because original focus, original center of curvature will be this side, your right hand side only. Next, don't get confused. Third one, what is the third rule we have discussed? If a light ray is passing through center of curvature after touching the mirror, ray will be reflecting back through center of curvature like this, right? Now, same thing. It should pass through center of curvature. Guys, pass through center of curvature means please don't draw this one. This is wrong. That is wrong. It will not pass like this. So same like this. How it is passing through center of focus? Like this it will pass through center of curvature. Means like this it will pass. It will pass like this. So this is incident ray, which is passing through center of curvature. How? Just you can extend this. If you extend this imaginary line, definitely it will be touching C only. So if it is passing like this after touching mirror, reflects back, right? In concave. In convex, how it will be reflecting back? Like this. So incident ray, imaginary ray will be same. So that only it will be confusing for you. So this side is original. Last. What is last rule we have discussed? If a light ray is touching the mirror at pole P with some angle theta, reflected ray will reflect back with same angle theta. Same thing will happen here. So if a light ray is touching pole P with same angle theta, reflected ray reflects back with same angle theta. This is same in both cases. Concave or convex, this is same, last diagram. But these three diagrams are somewhat different. So don't get confused. In concave, if incident ray is parallel to principal axis, reflected ray will pass through focus. But here, incident ray is passing parallel to principal axis, passes through focus only, but focus is towards right hand side. So it will diverge like this, diverge. Next, if an incident ray in concave passing through focus, it passes parallel to principal axis. In convex, If light ray is passing through focus means this imaginary you have to consider. Okay, then it will pass parallel to principal axis. Third one, in case of concave, if a light ray is passing through C, reflected ray also will pass through C. Same in convex. What will happen? Incident ray is passing through C, reflected ray will pass through C, but imaginary line will touch this C. I told you because of original will be right hand side. Last diagram, if an incident ray is touching pole P with some angle theta, reflected ray will be passing with some angle theta. Here convex also same, in convex same. If an incident angle I is touching pole P with some angle theta, reflected ray will form same angle theta R. So these are the 4 rules you have to remember. Please draw it in your running notes, and whenever your teacher is drawing ray diagrams related to concave, convex, you can able to understand this one. Now let us see 2 diagrams related to convex mirror. Now we are seeing topic ray diagrams. Wait a minute. Okay, ray diagrams. Okay, fine. Ray diagrams related to convex mirror. How many diagrams we have? 2 diagrams, 2 positions. So what are those 2 positions? It is simple, guys. First one, object is placed at infinity. That's it. Object is placed at infinity. Second position, object is placed between infinity and pole P. That's it. We don't have any positions like at C, beyond C, at between P and F. No, nothing. First position is object is placed at infinity. Second position, object is placed between infinity and pole P. Let us try to draw diagram. First diagram. This should be like this, no? Okay. Convex mirror. This is shaded side, and you can see convex mirror has very great aperture of reflection. Concave less aperture. Now this has this much big side. Okay, now principal axis. Okay, let us shorten that one. Principal axis. We have very good. Okay. Now let us mark. This point is pole P. This point is focus F. This point is center of curvature C. This point is focus F. This point is center of curvature C. But what I told, it is C1, F1. This is F2, C2. Okay. Next, object is placed at infinity, right? Now let us try to place an object at infinity. Here, let us consider one object is present. Now, as same as first diagram in concave, what we have to do? We have to draw incident ray from head of the object. From head, one incident ray will pass and it will touch convex mirror. Second, same incident ray from tail, it will pass and it will touch convex mirror. So guys, you see, this is first rule. When a light ray is passing parallel to principal axis, what will happen? It will diverge, but imaginary line will touch focus, right? So it will diverge. From here, it will diverge. But you see, this is the first incident ray, it is diverging, but if you draw imaginary lines, it will touch focus. Next incident ray, next reflected ray here down, after touching the mirror, of course it will diverge. It will diverge. After diverging, if you draw imaginary lines, those imaginary lines, definitely it will meet focus. Now by this what we can say, when object is placed at infinity, image is formed at focus, same as concave. Same as concave, convex also image is formed at focus. What is the size? Highly diminished. Highly diminished. Or you can say point sized. Point sized. You guys see, image is forming backside of the mirror, so definitely it will be virtual. If it is forming backside of the mirror, it will be erect. Simple. So when object is placed at infinity, image is formed at focus, highly diminished, point sized, virtual, erect. You can see the table here. When object is placed at infinity, image is formed at focus, behind the mirror, highly diminished, point sized, virtual, erect. Simple. This is the diagram which we have seen now. When object is placed at infinity, total light rays will pass and touch the mirror, and all light rays will diverge, but imaginary line will meet at focus. Fine. Okay, we'll see second one. Second one. What is the second position? When object is placed between infinity and pole P. Let us draw diagram. Right. Now let us take principal axis up to here. Okay. Next, let us shade this. Now where object is placed, you see this point. Okay, let us mark the points. This point is P, this point is F, this point is C, and this point is F, this point is C. Here this point is C1, F1, F2, C2. Now object is placed in between infinity and pole P. Guys, you see this is infinity, this is pole P. Wherever you want you can place it, guys, no problem. You can place beyond C, you can place on C1, you can place in between C and F, you can place on F, you can, wherever you want you can place it. Diagram will be same. Okay, let us try to place it here. Okay, now object is placed here. This is object, guys. Okay, first light ray, what we will do? We'll pass light ray parallel to principal axis. Parallel to principal axis. Now light ray is, okay, object is up to here. Light ray is parallel to principal axis. Now, if light ray is passing parallel to principal axis, you can see the first rule. If it is passing parallel to principal axis, it will diverge and imaginary will meet focus. Okay, let it diverge. Diverge from here. Like this, it is diverging. And if you draw imaginary line, definitely it will meet focus like that. Okay, second light ray. Guys, second light ray, if you want, you can pass through pole. If you want, you can pass through center of curvature. Both will be correct. Both are correct. So now try to pass through pole P. Pass through pole P like this. If it is touching pole P, so incident ray is moving forward, touching pole P with some angle theta. What about reflected ray? Reflected ray also will diverge like this, isn't it? By making an angle theta. This is reflected ray which is making some angle theta. Now guys, for this first reflected ray you have drawn imaginary line. This is second reflected ray, no, you have to draw imaginary line, right? So like this you can draw imaginary line. Now this is imaginary line for second reflected ray. This one is imaginary line for first reflected ray. You can see this is the point where two imaginary lines are meeting. So image is formed here. Image is formed here. Now, by this what we can conclude, guys? If object is placed between infinity and P, image is formed beyond mirror. Image is formed beyond mirror. What is the size? Object size is big, image size is small. So diminished. It is straight only, right? So erect, and it is forming backside of the mirror, right? Virtual. Guys, sometimes what you can say beyond mirror, or sometimes you can say between P and F2. That is also correct. Why to have this confusion? Leave it. Between P and F2, no need. You can write beyond mirror. That is also correct answer in your exam. Okay, it will be diminished because size is small, virtual because it is forming backside of the mirror, erect because it is straight. You can see this table. Between infinity and pole P, if you place, it will form between P and F, P and F2, correct. Or behind the mirror, both are correct. It is diminished, virtual, erect. Guys, here if you see the diagram, first light ray what I took, parallel to principal axis and diverging like this. Second light ray I took from P and it is diverging. Whatever you do, answer will be same, right? Here only image is formed. But here in this diagram what it took? It is passing through C. If it is passing through C, reflects back through C. That is also, whatever you do guys, you will get same point of image formation, which will form between P and F. So that is the concept about concave and convex mirrors. So we have seen 6 positions of concave and 2 positions of convex, and you guys should have knowledge about all these 6 and 2 positions of concave and convex mirrors. So that is about this lecture. In our next lecture, we'll see about sign convention. I mean, next 3 lectures will be numerical problems. Next 3 lectures about numerical problems related to concave and convex mirrors. We'll meet again. Thank you. Bye.